Australia. From the dusty red centre to the sparkling blue sea. For those who call this vast continent home, Australia is a land of perpetual wonder.
It's unique. There's nothing quite like it in the world. There's so many stories, there's so many areas and landmarks and icons.
Today we travel to Australia's red centre in the Northern Territory.
We're basically located dead centre in the middle of Australia.
This ancient land stretches endlessly, dazzling visitors with its vibrant hues and colossal icons.
I just feel this really deep connection with the land. Not many people get to experience this, but once you have, it never leaves you.
Get ready to experience Australia. We begin our journey at Uluru, Tjuta National Park. It's just before the break of day here in the desert, and we're about to witness something truly magical. The Field of Light experience is an installation created by the artist Bruce Munro. Overwhelming in size, it's Munro's largest work to date, inviting immersion in its fantasy garden of swaying desert colours.
I think the Untold people, they sum it up quite nicely. In language, they say, Tili Wiru Tjuta Nyakanjaku, which translates to looking at many beautiful lights.
Adam Zammit is a travel director at AAT Kings. His company offers tours to the Field of Light experience at sunrise.
If you take the time to really look and listen, you'll notice the gentle movement of the lights. When the lights change, they don't shimmer, they more look as if they're breathing.
The work of art is illuminated by solar power, and the spheres are connected by optical fibre.
There's 50,000 glass-frosted spheres covering a space of about 4 football fields. As first light starts to appear, you get to start to see the silhouette of the trees and the different colours from the sun as it starts to peak the horizon.
But the Field of Light is just a prelude to one of the most spectacular sights in all of Australia. Uluru.
Just before sunrise, we make our way up to the dune top viewing area, which makes us elevated above the lights. And from that viewpoint, you also get to see Uluru out in the distance, and also out to your west, Tjuta as well.
The great rocks of Uluru and Tjuta are a deeply sacred place for the Indigenous Untold people, who have been the traditional custodians of this land for over 10,000 years. Uluru is regarded as a living, breathing cultural landscape where ancestral beings and events shape the land and its features. It serves as a sacred site for ceremonies, rituals, and storytelling, and it embodies the connection between the Untold people, their ancestors, and the land itself.
It's quite overwhelming at times. You feel very, very small. The highest point is more than 500 metres in height, which is twice the size of the Eiffel Tower. So when you're walking around, you really do feel like a tiny ant.
Uluru and Tjuta were added to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1987 for their unique natural and cultural importance.
So as the sun pops up over the horizon, you get both of those rock features covered in the sunlight.
Cast in the golden glow of first light, Uluru and Tjuta reveal the timeless magic of the Australian outback.
The goal is to connect with people, planet, wildlife in a sustainable way.
A 100 kilometres east of Uluru, we find Mount Connor, known as Artilla to the traditional owners of the area, the Pitjantjatjara people. Mount Connor is a mesa, formed out of the same rock foundation as Uluru and Tjuta, estimated to be more than 500 million years old. It's situated on a privately owned cattle farm called Curtin Spring Station. Dan Smolinares with See It Tours provides visitors with the closest view of Mount Connor.
We pick the guests up, head out onto the property, which is a really unique experience to be able to get in amongst the spectacular, wide open spaces, see the real outback.
In 1956, the Severin family became the owners of this isolated station, transforming it into a productive and sustainable place for pasture and tourism.
This property at Curtin Springs is a vast working cattle station. It covers just over 1 million acres, which is quite a lot of land. The landscape is constantly changing. When we get out there, we visit various places around, including a salt lake, where the guests will have an opportunity to walk out, get down, touch the salt, pick it up, taste the salt.
A long chain of salt lakes span the entire width of Curtin Springs Station. When water pools into a lake with no outlet but evaporation, the minerals accumulate, giving the lake far higher salt levels than seawater. The high concentration of salt is what gives the lake its distinctive white hue.
We'll also stop for a look at the Beefwood Dam, which is an opportunity for people to see some of the wildlife.
The entire station is a wildlife corridor. Cattle numbers are kept at a level that's responsible to the land and cattle.
We work closely with the Severin family at Curtin Springs. Having only one vehicle out at a time on this Mount Connor tour means that there's only ever a small group and we're not leaving a large footprint.
Witnessing the timeless beauty of this vast red desert landscape is both immersive and moving.
One of the things I really enjoy is having people understand how the outback works. You know, the outback means different things to different people. I just feel this really deep connection with the land. Nature surprises, whether it's a beautiful sunny day or the powerful storms that blow in. On those rare occasions, maybe the rain. Not many people get to experience this, but once you have, it never leaves you.
Halfway between Uluru and Alice Springs, Kings Canyon is the highlight of Wataka National Park, a sacred site of the Luritja and Aranda peoples for more than 30,000 years. Featuring towering sandstone cliffs, deep gorges and stunning panoramic views of the ancient landscape, Kings Canyon has become a must-see destination of the Red Centre.
The size, total connection to nature, and just the spectacular views that you get, it will just absolutely blow your mind.
Lee Morgan is the general manager of Kings Canyon Resort.
We're basically located dead centre in the middle of Australia, as far away from any coast as you can in the country. I think we cover off pretty much any aspect of an Australian holiday that you would like. All the way from sleeping in a tent or in a swag up to 5-star luxury.
With an emphasis on environmental stewardship, the resort has been built to blend harmoniously with its surroundings.
We're focusing on really trying to bring back native vegetation and making sure that the wildlife of the area can continue to have their environment, and so that the whole place regenerates and it will continue to exist.
For the more adventurous traveller, the rim walk through Wataka National Park is a must.
It's one of the most amazing walks you can do. The first part of the walk is a bit of a challenge, but once you're up there, it's 150% worth it.
The rim walk is a 6-kilometre circuit hike, taking you up to the canyon's peak, skirting its rim and enjoying spellbinding 360-degree views.
If you get up there nice and early in the morning, you get these amazing sunrises that come up over the top of the cliff face. Beautiful, spectacular views down into the canyon itself. It's serenity. It is the most peaceful place you can ever come to, probably in your life.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
We now journey to Alice Springs, known as Mbantua by the Aranda people. It's the largest town in Central Australia with a population of 25,000 people. The area's population grew significantly upon the discovery of gold in the region in 1887. Today, Mbantua is a gateway for visitors to experience the area's incredible natural wonders.
Look at the landscape. Who doesn't want to fly around here?
Kat Dodera is a pilot for Alice Springs helicopter tours.
I love being a helicopter pilot, especially out here. It's such beautiful country.
A short helicopter flight from Alice Springs Airport can transport up to 4 riders and their bikes directly to the peaks of the surrounding mountain ranges.
Alice Springs is a mountain bike mecca. We have 250 kilometers worth of mountain bike trails here, and it's just such a mountain biker's paradise. There are so many places where you just can't get to. And with the helicopter, we can take you up those mountain ranges. You go for a scenic flight, experience this fantastic landscape from the air, really take in those ranges, and then you drop you off on the mountain bike trail. There's no road, there's no walking path. Get lost in this beautiful red dirt. It's beautiful hilly country around Alice Springs. You get everything from rock slabs to flat sandy ground, so it's exciting from easy to hard, whatever your heart desires.
No journey through Central Australia would be complete without experiencing it as the early explorers did, on the back of a camel. Marcus Williams is the owner and operator of Pindon Camel Tracks.
Camels have always been a passion of mine for the last 38 years, I think, now. I just seen an opportunity to set the business up, and one day led to 1 year, and here I am 21 years later, still loving it.
Pindon Camel Tracks is located 15 kilometres southwest of Alice Springs, surrounded by the majestic McDonnell Ranges.
As a family business, we try to be as environmentally friendly as we possibly can. We have solar on the property, we have compost toilet systems, we have our own bore water supply, and we have camels which don't drink a lot. Front seat, young man.
Introduced in the 19th century, camels were the backbone of outback exploration and industry. These ships of the desert were crucial in opening up the interior of Australia, carrying supplies and aiding the construction of railroads and telegraph lines. Afghan cameleers forged a place in Australia's history, driving their camel trains through the unforgiving desert climate. Many local families of Alice Springs are direct descendants of those early pioneers.
Sitting on a camel's back, they're such a soft-footed animal. When they walk, they don't make any noise, and it is so relaxing. It puts babies to sleep, literally.
Riding through the sandy plains, you can't help but appreciate the beauty of the Red Centre and the enduring spirit of its people.
A beautiful way to see the country. That's why I got involved with camels, nearly 40 years ago. What a way to see the countryside on a camel's back.
One of the more special experiences guests can embark on from the hub of Alice Springs is the Larapinta walking trail. To walk the trail end to end is a 223-kilometre journey.
To get out into a place like Central Australia is a privilege, and it's something that I think everyone should make the most of while they can.
Anna Dakin is a hiking guide with adventure travel company World Expeditions.
I moved here about 4 years ago to take people out into this landscape after having had my own quite meaningful experiences out here.
The trail is divided into 12 sections, each offering breathtaking views and the opportunity to connect with the region's ancient landscapes.
There's this ancient energy in the landscape here that you particularly feel when you're out immersed in it. And for me, the West MacDonnell Ranges are a particularly special part of Central Australia.
The West MacDonnell Ranges is a popular national park just west of Alice Springs. Its spectacular network of chasms and gorges are one of the highlights of the Larapinta Trail.
You can fly into Alice Springs without having to think about the logistics. When you come out on a 6-day classic tour with World Expeditions, you start out in Alice Springs and you hike further and further away from town. So every single day you're kind of getting deeper into a wilderness environment.
Choosing the right time to walk the trail is vital, as the extreme weather conditions of the arid climate can be challenging. Winter is ideal, offering low to mid-20-degree temperatures during the day with cool breezes and cold nights perfect for sitting around an open fire.
People are blown away by the Larapinta Trail. The diversity of plant life particularly is not what people expect in the desert.
Following bushfires in 2019 and then unseasonable rainfall in the years since, the desert landscape here has exploded into life.
We've had this huge bloom of flowers. And with those flowers have come seeds, and with those seeds have come birds.
Trekking through gorges, over peaks and across desert plains, the Larapinta Trail reveals a landscape untouched and timeless.
It's so rare in this day and age to really have a place like this. I believe it's only something like 9% of our planet is still officially classed as wilderness area. When you walk in a place, you see so much more of it because you're spending that time in it and really resonating with it.
One of the stops on the Larapinta Trail is Stanley Chasm, which is 50 kilometres west of Alice Springs, also known as Angrala Atwadja, meaning gap of water.
Stanley Chasm is a very special place to the Western Aranda tribe. It is a sacred site for our women's dreaming here.
Nova Pamer is the general manager of Stanley Chasm.
So it's a very special, unique place in the Western MacDonnell Ranges that's been 100% Aboriginal owned and operated for nearly 50 years now.
The sunlight hits the walls of this 80-metre high gorge at midday, illuminating the chasm in a waterfall of light.
The cultural experience we started probably about 7 years ago now. There was a need for it. Visitors get to learn about bush tuckers and the medicinal purposes of our plants and things like that. You learn about the geology of the place.
It was the Maghreb Reservoir sitting under the surface. So about 2.2 billion years ago, we would have been standing under the water.
But then you also learn about our Dreamtime story and insight into one of the oldest living cultures in the world.
You can actually hear the water running against the roots of the tree.
You have a really private space where they can have those conversations they wouldn't be able to have anywhere else, I think. Connecting with an Aboriginal person from the land and learning from them. They're our stories, our dreamings.
As part of this experience, guests learn about one of the most important expressions of culture, art. Colleen Mack runs these art sessions.
So I always call it Cultural Art 101, and it's the sessions where most of the people enjoy coming along and learning a little bit about why we do art and why it's important too. This is very important to us because that's the only form of education, of passing on knowledge to our children in the old days, because we weren't a written language. We never was written. It was all oral, and visual. So that's the only way the elders taught the young people of where they belonged. Whether it's on the rock, in the sand, on a boomerang, wherever they could see, you know. That was their lessons in history. So I'm a pananga and I'm a kudinola storyteller. The stories are handed down to the kudinola so we can speak for country. When we were growing up in town, Western way, we all went to Western school and we just spoke English, which was taking our language skills away, but we're learning it now. We're getting back to country and we know it's still ours, no matter we can't speak, but we can understand. This is what we are, you know. We can honour the memories of our old people and how they lived and worked on this land and survived.
Cultural tours like these provide guests with a deeper appreciation of the traditions, knowledge and values of the original custodians of the land.
When we come through, it's like you're being welcomed and your ancestors are saying, welcome home.
We've got such a beautiful culture that we want to share. We're very proud of what we do here.
From the heights of Stanley Chasm to the lush valleys of Kings Canyon, the heart of Australia beats strong with culture, history and natural splendour. The spirit of this land and its people endure, a timeless legacy that calls us back to explore and experience true wonder.